Okay, so today we're going to make this skirt right here. This skirt was inspired by Baby Doll from Sucker Punch. I didn't use navy blue because I wanted to go towards a more militaristic style. Also, I don't own anything very military-like in my closet, so I thought this was a good way to go. When it comes to fabric, I would really choose a fabric that is medium weight. Alright, so let's get started because there's a lot to go through, and yeah. Okay, so to start out with the pleated skirt, you would have to create a pattern, and I'm just going to use like an old little mini jean skirt that I had from way back when. The thing with the pleated skirt is that there is a yoke on the skirt, and this yoke actually kind of helps stabilizes the pleat since there's a lot of stuff going on kind of like in this area. And so the best thing you should do is probably try on the skirt and figure out how low you want the yoke to be. So I took a pin and I marked it right about here. Then all I did was I folded the skirt in half and I traced it onto a piece of paper. After I took it off of the paper, I just drew a straight line as to where I want the yoke to stop. Now what you're going to end up getting is a piece of paper that looks like this. This is where the waistline is going to be. This is the bottom of the yoke. This is the center front, and you're going to place it on fold when you cut. Now once you trace out the piece that looks like this, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add in 1/2 inch of seam allowance here, 1/2 inch of seam allowance here, and 1/2 inch of seam allowance up here. You're going to retrace the same piece of paper, and you're going to get a second piece that looks like this. Now the difference between this piece and this piece is that in the center right here, you would have to put an extra 1/2 inch seam allowance in the center, whereas this one you don't because you're cutting on fold. The reason why I have an extra seam allowance on this one is because it's going to be the back of the skirt, and you need this extra seam allowance to place the zipper. Now, I'm going to use the back piece to create my facing. For those of you who don't know what a facing is, I'm going to briefly go through it. But a facing is basically a piece of fabric that's folded inwards. So if you look at a regular woven skirt, kind of like this, you'll see that there's a piece of fabric that is folded over like this, and it has a piece of interfacing in it. And they fold it over, and then they just do like a little understitching. This facing actually makes the seam look so nice, but at the same time it gives the waist a little bit of structure, and it doesn't rip or tear or whatever when you sit down or move around. So what it is, I took a ruler and I just measured 2 inches all the way around, and I drew out this dark line. Then what I did is I laid another piece of paper on top of it and went ahead and just traced this out, and what I end up with is this little piece right here, and it's the exact same piece. It fits in just fine. I traced a second piece, but right in the center I cut off 1/2 inch, which is this piece right here. So we have the facing for the back piece with the 1/2 inch seam allowance. This way you can add the zipper. You have the front piece cut on fold with the facing for the front. So for the front, make sure you cut unfold, and you'll get one piece of fabric that will look just like this. For the back, you will cut out 2 of them, and it will look just like this. For the facings, you'll cut the front one on fold, and it will look like this. And the back one, you'll cut out 2 pieces, and it will look just like that. Alright, let's get some sewing accomplished. I'm going to take the front full piece and attach the sides of the back piece to the front. And make sure everything should be right sides together. It's kind of a no-brainer at this point, right guys? Just like that. And so this side, and then you're going to sew up this side. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take all the facings that we cut out and you're going to put it on an inner facing. It's better to do this only because you don't want the facing to be moving around or fidgeting, and it also stabilizes the facing. So once you have them all cut out, you're going to face them all right sides together and sew up the side seam just like you did with the skirt. So you're going to end up sewing this side and this side up. Also, while you're at it, if you want to, you can zigzag stitch the bottom to stabilize it. If you guys have a serger, then go ahead and serge the bottom. If you want, you can also do like a really small hem and hem the bottom as well, because this is going to be a raw edge that's in the inside of the skirt. Okay, so let's put this facing away for now, and we're going to work on the yoke and the pleating of this skirt. I'm going to give you guys a heads up right now. This skirt is not very hard to make. What is time consuming is definitely the pleats. Anyways, I'm going to give you guys like a quick tip right now. This is not my trick. It's like an old pleating trick. So I cut out a piece of O-tag or just manila paper. It's 2 inches wide and it's 8.5 inches long. The same length as the length of my skirt. As you can see, my pleats are already in because I ironed it and everything. But I'm going to do a quick demonstration so you guys don't get lost. But what I did was I just tucked this part in and I ironed it really quickly. Then I placed this piece of paper on top like this and I fold it over and I iron. Then I placed my paper right next to the fold like this and I tried to pull the fabric over so that it touches the 2 folds right here. But at the same time, this edge right here matches to the edge of my little O-tag paper as well. And then I iron it down. Now, when you get to this part, this is where it gets kind of confusing, but once you work on it, it becomes a little bit easier. You're going to take the fabric and you're going to pull it like this. If you look on the bottom right here, this fabric right here will meet up right here. And you just tuck it with your finger a little bit, this, and you're going to take this paper and you put it right over here. And you're going to fold it over and make sure that this fold matches with the edge of this little piece of O-tag paper. And you're going to iron. Then move it to the side, bring it over, matches on the fold, iron. Same thing. This is going to be the tricky one. Pull it up, flapping around, stick this in, matches up, iron, and you're just going to keep on doing this until you hate box pleating. Before I did the pleats, I completely forgot to hem the bottom first. So now I have to go back and open up the pleats and hem the bottom. But yeah, I'm giving you guys a heads up so you guys could do this. I'm telling you, I make mistakes too. After you're done pleating, the best thing to do is just run a straight stitch on the top to hold all the pleats down before we attach it to the skirt. This way it doesn't get too chaotic and it doesn't unravel and you're not going to mess up. And what I would do is I would find probably the center of your pleats. And once you have done that, try to use this box right here and have it placed right in the center of the skirt. Because if it's kind of shifted, then it doesn't look too good. So once you find the middle one, you're going to take your yoke, try to fold your yoke piece in half, and just quickly find the center. I usually just mark it with my fingernails, and it kind of gives me a very small fold. And you can go ahead and face it right sides together with the bottom part of the yoke matching your pleats and start pinning all the way around. After you're done pinning the yoke to the pleats, you're going to have a lot of pleats maybe left over. It's better to have too much pleats left over than to have too little. This way you don't have to go back and re-pleat. This is what it is going to look like. And you're going to trim off the sides. Once you're done with that, the best thing to do now is iron the yoke away from the pleats. And once you're done ironing, it would be nice to do a very small top stitch right here to keep the pleats down. Okay, now it's time to put in the zipper. You're going to fold your skirt right in half. I have it here a 9.5" zipper. I've already measured from the top right here, not where the zipper tab is, but actually 1/2 inch above the zipper tab, because remember we do have a seam allowance right here. So then I line it up and I'm going to mark where my zipper ends, and I'm going to move that up about 1/2 inch, which is this line right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew from here all the way up to here. So you're going to stick the zipper into the skirt. I know I skipped this step, but there is a link of a video that I put up on how to put a zipper in a skirt, and it is linked down below if you want to check that out. So you're going to open the top right here, and then what we're going to do is we are going to line up the edge of the facing, right sides together. When you're pinning this, keep in mind that the seams of the facing must match the seam of the yoke on the skirt. Once that is done, you're going to notice that at the edge right here, you're going to have half an inch left over, and that is completely okay because when we flip this over, we are going to turn this in and we're going to have to hand stitch the facing into the zipper so it has a nicer and cleaner finish. But for now, you're going to run a straight stitch all the way around the waistband. So once you get the facing sewn in, you're going to flip it inside out like so. And the best thing that you can do right now is to iron this edge out, and this way it'll stay nice like this. So once you fold this in and you iron it down, you're going to open it up and you're going to grade your facing, and that basically means cutting this facing to be a little bit shorter than this seam allowance. Once you're done with that, you're going to lay it flat into the machine and you're just going to do an understitch straight all the way down. Once you did the understitching, it should just automatically want to fold inwards like this, and that's the reason why I love understitching so much. Now we're going to get to finishing up the zipper, and basically the whole skirt is done. So right here, you're going to open this up and you're going to trim this a little bit because it's going to get a little bit bulky. So I'm going to trim it at an angle, just like that. And I'm going to flip this in, and I'm going to fold this inwards, and I'm going to fold it down. So when you look at it from the inside, that's what it's going to look like. From here, you just take a hand needle and do a quick blind stitch. You can go ahead and open it up, and it's going to look nice and neat in the inside. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and flip it to the front and add on some buttons or any embellishment that you want. But I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I will have a photo of me wearing this skirt this coming weekend as an outfit of the day, or I'll even make a video as an outfit of the day, only because right now I have to finish this skirt and this video up quick so I could start on some swimsuit projects for class. I know, it's killing me. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to make time for you guys, I swear. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think the skirt came out really, really cute. I had fun making the skirt, I had fun making the pattern, and I hope it doesn't get too confusing. And catch you guys later. Peace out, fashionistas.